It finally arrived. Gemcraft, Chapter 2, Chasing Shadows. Let's get straight into it. This game is actually a little bit different to Gemcraft Labyrinth than the other Gemcraft games, but it's not too different. It's, it's still got the same old feel and so forth, but it has been changed quite a lot if you compare it to Gemcraft Labyrinth, and I think it's for the better. I was playing it a lot earlier today, so I already know quite a bit about it. I'm hoping I can share all of that with you. Let's go ahead and start a new game, shall we? Let's go straight from the start. We'll have to walk through all of these little tutorial pieces, but that shouldn't be too bad. Here we go. Okay. Showing us that we should click and drag this gem into that tower. And we should start the game. This all seems reasonably familiar. You've got 9 times speed button now instead of just 1 and 3, as well as a pause button. This seems pretty easy. Let's just power through it. Let's see now. Things that are different. Might be hard for me to illustrate. Oh no, I can build walls. Basically, the squares that you can build on in the maps now are a lot more free-flowing for all of the monsters and all the towers and so forth. Like, yeah, there are still sort of set paths, but having said that, each path has... it's all divided into little squares that are about a quarter of the size of a tower, or a tower is just 2 by 2 of squares. So you can start to really maze along with your walls and so forth to get the most out of the paths that monsters use to get to the end point. So that dynamic does change it up quite a lot. And to be honest, in some maps it makes you feel a little bit out of control, but it's not too bad. It's different. Yes, Talismans. Talisman Skills. Things have changed a bit, and I'd like to explain it all to you. Now, let's see. What have we got here? I finished the level. Difficulty multiplier 1. Raw battle XP 89, so I got 89 all up. Oh, that's a nice effect. I didn't know it did that. Anyways, you've got all your info of, after battle effects. 3 shadow cores. What on earth is a shadow core? Oh, and sometimes you get these little pages. I'll let you flick through them when you go and play the game, but this is just storyline stuff. Let's see now. First blood spilt, kill a monster. Yay. I've got a skill point for that. Got a skill point for calling a wave early. I've got a skill point for finding a talisman. Now, these are all achievements that you can only unlock once. So, there are heaps of achievements that you can get by doing whatever the requirements are, getting the skill points for them and so forth, and it's a nice little bonus, but you can't keep on getting them over and over and over again, as you would guess. Now, this is a corner fragment of a talisman. Plus 3% damage to reavers. What's a reaver, you're probably wondering. I'll explain that as well. And I've got a token for Field F2. This game is a little bit different to the previous Gemcraft games in that what you do is when you finish a field, you gain the tokens for the next fields that will be unlocked as a result. So now I have access to Field F2. And there it is. Click the field token to enter the next field. Yeah, I know that. I'm going to go through some of this stuff here on the right first, actually. Let's go through skill points. Now, I'll let you read all of that in your own time. Basically, these are all of the skills, but you don't have access to all of them at the moment. You don't even know what most of them are. As you can see, I can only see 4 of them, and one of them is actually locked. Chain hit. You only get that basically when you buy the Magician's Pouch. It actually took me a couple of minutes to figure out what the Magician's Pouch was. That's basically the game author's way of saying, It's just a fancy way of saying the premium edition that you pay for when you go ahead and actually put your $5 towards Gemcraft. So that's what that Magician's pouch is, just in case you see it around and you're wondering, hey, what is it? How do I get it? That's when you pay for the game. And I recommend you do pay for the game eventually if you've tried this game and you like it. I know I will eventually. I haven't yet. I don't see a need to at the moment because I'm still going to play through the game at least for a while without getting the Magician's pouch. But I will eventually. So anyways, we've got 3 skills here. Oh, by the way, all the other skills, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but you find them by just completing waves. Sometimes you get skill tomes that you can find sort of semi-randomly, I think, as you play through the fields, and that's when you sort of unlock them and they slot into here, and then you get more skills that you can pour your skill points into. Couple of other dynamics that have changed. Okay, so you've got your unspent skill points here. I've got 10 at the moment. Skill level cap. Now, from the previous game, you could just keep on dragging the skill levels up and up and up, at least up until their maximum. I think most of them were capped off at about 10 or 20. Pardon me. Sorry, I'm tired. Yeah, and there were actually 3 skill points that were completely uncapped. This skill cap applies to all skills. I can only make all of my skills up to a maximum of 5 at the moment, and if I want to raise that skill level cap 1 up to 6 instead of 5 for all of the skill points that I have available, I have to wait until I'm wizard level 10. And it seems like every 10 wizard levels you gain with experience, your skill level cap goes up 1. So it's yeah, that's a little bit different. Also, it's in your best interests to consider maybe not spending all of your skill points, because unspent skill points convert into, well, they don't convert into, but they actually affect how much extra mana you start with at whatever field that you're playing at. So, you know, I know that in my other account, or my other game that I've got going at the moment, I've usually got around 80 or 90 unspent skill points, which means I have an initial mana burst of around 500-600 extra mana, and at the start of a game, I'm telling you right now, that's quite useful. Let's see, what skills have we got? Masonry, initial building mana cost. In other words, cheaper to make buildings, fair enough. We'll pump 1 into there. Why not? What's this one? Fusion. First grade gem costs are a tiny bit less. Why not? We'll go for that. And mana stream. Oh wow. Sorry, I can't stop yawning. Plus 4 mana per monster kill. Yeah, why not? Chuck a couple in there, but we'll leave 5 so we've got a little bit more mana to start with when I do my next field. Now let's move on to talismans. What are talismans? You can read that in your own time. I'll decipher it for you though. I got a talisman. What it does is it fits into any of these. There's 3 types of talismans, to be honest, in terms of placement in your overall gem talisman thingy. This is kind of like a passive bonus thing that sort of you just keep loading it up with talismans that you may luckily find on your travels, and they all sort of add towards just this passive bonus of all sorts of different types of bonuses, to be honest, from extra mana at the start of levels to more damage for giant monsters, for, you know, all sorts of things. So it does pay to put these in here, at least until you fill them up, and then try and sort of, you know, as you keep getting more and more, you decide which ones you want to keep, which ones you want to get rid of. There are 3 types, like I said. This one is a corner fragment, goes in the corners because it's shaped like that, and only in the corners. There is edge fragments, which are a circle, and there are these ones they're kind of shaped like an upside down pentagon, but with extra sort of spikes in the middle. Those are called inner talismans. You can hold 5 of each of the 3 different types. I'm just going to chuck that in there right now. Upgrade cost 4. I don't have 4, I have 3. What's this 3 represent? This represents shadow cores. Yes, that's right. I'm finally sort of starting to explain shadow cores. Shadow cores are a kind of sort of in-game currency that you use for quite a few things, actually. More often than not, you will be using them just to upgrade your talismans. As you can see, upgrade level 0 of 2. I can upgrade this twice, which will make the effect even better. 3% damage to Reavers extra. What that means is basically normal monsters are now called Reavers. There are 3 types of monsters. There are swarms, Reavers, and giants. So normal monsters I'll do a tiny bit of extra damage to whenever I deal any damage at all to Reavers. So yeah, it's kind of nice. Doesn't seem like much now, but as you fill this sort of talisman holding pendant thing with all of these little corner fragments, or all fragments, it starts to make a significant difference. So that's not too bad. Let's see, achievements. Yeah, you can show all the ones that you've unlocked, or you can show all the ones that you haven't unlocked. I'll let you peruse through all of those. Nothing really that interesting to see there. Journey notes, if you're really interested in the storyline, that's where you'll get all that information. Get the Magician's Pouch. If you do buy the game, then for, I think it's $4.95 or something, Australian dollars anyways, these are all the extras you get. You unlock Endurance Mode, you unlock Orbit's Battle Trait, which is sort of like a it's a modifier to how you play the fields. That's changed a little bit as well. I'll get to that in a second. Chain Hit Gem Skill will be unlocked then. It cannot be unlocked otherwise. That's the red gem. Gems have changed sort of a little bit as well. I get to those as well. And you can actually pay and use them to upgrade, activate, boost free. Okay, yeah, fair enough. That's just going over those. You can pay to buy more shadow cores, and like a lot of shadow cores for very little money, but you shouldn't have to do that. It kind of just makes the game a little bit easier. Actually, no, not technically not a little bit easier, but you can boost the fragment drop rarity, and that does actually matter here. Let me get to this talisman. See how it says corner fragment and then it says rarity 4. Now the lower the number, the less rare it is, or more common. The higher the number, the more rare it is, and the better the bonuses will be. Some will have more than one bonus. Some will have higher initial bonus starting costs and upgrading costs and all of this stuff. Those are the ones that start to become really expensive to upgrade instead of upgraded cost of 4. I know for a fact that I have, I think I have a talisman with a rarity of something like 26. Pardon me, 26 in my other game, and as a result, I had to upgrade it. I think one upgrade cost me something like 65 cores instead of 4, as you see here. But it was a really useful talisman. It had like 3 or 4 different bonuses. It was pretty cool. Really rare. So anyways, I think I've rabbited on about all of that stuff enough. Let's go to level 2. Now, finally, I get to show you all the traits and all of this stuff. Before we start this level, let me just explain that. Fair enough, you got a map, you can hover over it, see what available gems are and all this stuff. Looming, you can't really change this. There isn't any other option. I think this just sort of explains how difficult it is. Looming is, I think it's easy, basically. Let's see. SC, short for Shadow Core. Shadow Core cost, if 1. It's at 0 because I haven't pumped anything up here, or I haven't tried to, boost the rarity of drops and so forth. Don't worry, I'll explain drops as well, where you get all this stuff from. It'll all be explained very soon. XP modifier 1 because I'm not changing anything. Drop rarity range between 1 and 20. That's what I can possibly get at the moment. Now, as you can see, there's 9 slots here for battle traits. This one is locked, and as you may have guessed, you got to get the Magician's Pouch to unlock it. Orblets. Basically, I think this trait allows you, instead of having... Pardon me. Wow, I cannot stop yawning. I think this trait means if you unlock it, then instead of monsters being banished when they go to your orb, banishing them back to the start of wherever it is they came from, your orb itself has little orblets, and the monsters don't banish when they get to the orb. All they do is they steal one of these orblets, and I don't know how many you get, but the monsters have to basically run in, steal the orblet from your orb, and run away with it. And if it makes its way out of the map with it, then you lose. If you lose all your orblets that way, then you lose, rather than just losing normally with monsters being banished until you have no more mana to banish them with. Let's see. Yeah, there are 9 all up. Again, you unlock these throughout your journeys. You can unlock certain battle traits, and what you can do is you can pump them up to activate their difficulties and so forth. They all make the game a little bit more difficult, but as you may have guessed, it makes the XP multiplier higher, and also it costs shadow cores to use these battle traits. So if you actually win the field after you've played it, the amount here, the cost all up, is what will be taken away from your amount. A good rule of thumb is to try and win more shadow cores than you're losing. Anyways, that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and start this battle. To be honest, these first few levels are a little bit boring, but as we get into it, it won't be so bad. Let's see, build a tower. I'm going to... Pardon me, I'm going to yawn. Where am I going to build the tower? I'll build it here. Let's see now. Let's see. We've got chain hit. Yes, that's right. Red isn't bloodbound anymore. Unlike in Gemcraft Labyrinth, bloodbound has been changed to the color of black, and it says just below this red one here somewhere. Let's see. Blue is still slowing. Orange is still mana steal. Purple takes away armor slowly, similar to in Gemcraft Labyrinth actually. Green is poison, if I haven't mentioned that already. Cyan is a little bit different. Cyan is a negative effect to the regeneration of monsters' health. I think the monsters heal over time, and I think there are other monsters that are marked sometimes, and they heal themselves as well as heal other monsters around them as they run past them. I think they run quicker, so they pass a lot of monsters and they heal them as they go. The cyan basically works to the effect of negating that heal regeneration, so they're really only good for that. There's a white gem which is called Pool Bound, which basically, instead of with the Bloodbound gem increasing its damage slowly over time by however many kills it makes, the white one will increase its damage dependent on however many times your mana pool upgrades, whatever level it is. And these pools are now automatically upgrading, so you don't have to micromanage upgrading the mana pool all the time and stuff. It'll do that for you. And it will do it at no extra cost, actually, from memory. Let's see, what other colours are there? We'll just discover them as we go. Let's go and smash those two together, make that. And then, let's get this going. Let's see now. Oh yeah, all of the usual controls are here, so yes, I can press D to go ahead and duplicate. Hold down Shift and left click to put the gem that is highest in your inventory here into whichever tower or trap or whatever it is, amplifier that you want to put it into. So it just makes loading things up a little bit easier. That's not too bad. Let's go ahead and... Actually, I've got a lot of mana, so let's do something really cheeky. Let's upgrade that. How much does it cost to upgrade again? Too much. Okay. Just for a bit of fun, let's gem bomb this one. Because we can. I'm gonna lose. Okay. I don't want to leak any of these monsters, so let's start gem bombing. There you go. That wasn't so bad. Let's see. What little bonuses did we get this time? I got 3 shadow cores. These kind of occur sort of semi-randomly. You just have to keep on going through the fields and beating fields and so forth, and you'll get pardon me. Wow, what's that? You're number 5? Can you tell I'm tired? Yeah, you get all of these little bonuses and so forth as you go, so just keep on trudging through and good things will happen. Let's see. Combine 2 gems. Wow, that's difficult. Deliver 75 one-hit kills. That's not too bad. Create a grade 3 gem. Enrage a wave. Throw a gem bomb. Token for field F3. So all I got out of that was a few skill points from achievements, 3 shadow cores, and I unlocked another field. The next field, I suppose. Oh, there are 3 different types of fields. I forgot to tell you. Let's talk about the map, actually. The map is, as you can see, hexagon-shaped tiles. And there's like a whole lattice work of hexagon-shaped tiles. You sort of unlock them as you go. I think this one's adjacent to 4 tiles. One, here, 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 meh. You'll discover this as you go. And each tile has about, I think, anywhere between 4 and 6 or 4 and 7 of these fields. There's 3 different field types. There's normal fields like this, where you can see you've got your little 3 circles, and one of them's yellow in this particular instance because I've beaten something. I haven't deciphered exactly what that represents yet, but there is that type of field. There are tomb fields, and there are a field for something else. I forget what it was. We'll discover it soon. And yeah, it's basically just a heads up on exactly what's coming. Let's see now. In this one we've got traps, and we're supposed to be very happy about that. So let's go ahead and put these 2 together. Put them in the traps. I know I haven't upgraded my skills, but honestly, I don't really want to, because I want the starting mana. Make sense? Yep. Good. Let's chuck another gem in there. These starting levels are really easy. To be honest, just about every single level on this whole yellow tile is quite easy. Let's see now, let's just... Oh yeah, yellow. I forgot to talk about yellow. It's pretty much exactly the same as yellow from Gemcraft Labyrinth. Just a chance to do more damage per hit. Stuff like that. No, 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 no. You and you die. Thank you. Let's see now. Let's upgrade these 2 bad boys. No, I don't need to wall that. That's going okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. For 1, 2, 3, 4 gem bombs for 4 waves. See how that goes. May have bitten off more than I can chew here. I don't know. Seems to be going okay. Look, 3 shadow cores. Look at that. Just randomly. Oh, talisman fragment. Just randomly. See what I mean? You just keep playing and good things will happen. And you can play these levels over and over and over again. Oh, no, I missed it. Someone got banished. Oh, well. It's no biggie, really. I think that's just me being fussy, and that's just a trait of mine that I'm carrying over from Gemcraft Labyrinth. I don't think it means anything to not let anyone get to your orb. See, I've got 3 shadow cores. Ooh, yeah, I've got another corner fragment. This one gives me plus 2 XP, plus 2% of XP gained. Fair enough. And I've unlocked 2 more fields. Now I know I've got room to socket more talismans into my, well, let's call it a pendant. So I'm just going to go in there quickly and do that straight away. Now, Wizard Tower location. Wizard Towers are a pain in the butt, to be honest. Let's go ahead and play this now. Why not? Again, on the easiest setting. Now, you can read that, or I can just give you the general gist. Basically, this Wizard Tower is protected by a couple of locks. It will tell you how many wizard locks there are. In this case, destroy all 2 wizard locks. These are locks. This is a shot lock. Actually, they're both shot locks. Basically, hit with 40 tower shots to unlock. They don't have a, hit point balance or anything like that, or armor. It's just needs to be hit with 40 40 shots from towers, from gems, and that's it. So 1 shot from a grade 9 gem is the same as 1 shot from a grade 1 gem. So yeah, you can chew away at these as quickly or slowly as you want, but what you want to do is you want to make sure you destroy all of the locks associated with the wizard tower before the last wave starts. I've got 16 waves here, so by the end of the 15th wave, if I don't have all of the locks on the map destroyed at the start of the last wave, in this case the 16th, this wizard tower will shoot a bolt of lightning at my orb and destroy it, and I will lose the game. So just keep that in mind whenever you play these particular levels. Now, what have we got here? I've got mana steel. Let's go ahead and load these up. Actually, let's upgrade that. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot to mention this. If you hold down shift, left click, you can drag to adjust your gem's target priority. So nearest to orb, swarmlings only, giants only, randomly shoot at structures only, highest banishment cost or specials, highest armor, least hit points, etc., so on and so forth. That is a new mechanic, and to be honest, I like it. It's a little bit fiddly at first, but once you get used to it, it's not so bad. Let's start this level. Now, what have I haven't set this. I'll set this structure. Actually, you know what? I won't, because this is my backup guy. He'll attack locks anyways, unless something better comes along, like those guys. Let's see now. Let's upgrade him. Let's just put more mana steals in towers here, just because I like mana steal. What can I say? If any of you have watched my previous videos, you know how much I love mana farms. And though this isn't a true mana farm, it's better than nothing. Oh, I've just realised I should not have been so complacent. I should have upgraded that by now. Okay, let's go ahead and shove that in there. Nope, I'm gonna have to gem bomb this guy away. Probably gonna have to gem bomb these guys. That worked. See how the shot locks are slowly getting whittled down? That's what you want. Let's see now. Oh man. Why on earth am I leaking so many monsters? Oh well, screw it. Oh, shot locks are down, so I can actually upgrade this. Well, combine it now. See? Wizard Tower is now unlocked because those shot locks are gone and there's no more locks. So now I am completely safe from this Wizard Tower instead of being destroyed by it and losing the level. I think what I got was a little bit of mana, maybe, a little bit of experience, and also maybe a rare drop, or not a rare drop, but a lucky drop of sorts. I tell you what though, this tower does suck, doesn't it? I wonder what this will do. Super jamming. 14, 28, 23, 50. Wow. That's actually quite a lot. Looks like super jamming might be the go these days. I am all but dead. This is terrible. Clearly I don't have what it takes at the moment to take down these guys. This is terrible. I'm getting rid of those. Nope. There you go. There's a perfect example of how to lose a battle. Although, having said that, I still get the 4 shadow cores that I probably found from that Wizard Tower. So, there you go. Even when you lose, you can still get some shadow cores. You know what? This video has been quite long, all things considered. And I've yawned way too many times. So, I'm just going to cut it here. And say this is my introduction for you for Gemcraft 2 Chasing Shadows. I hope I've cleared up a few things about all the changes and so forth. There are a couple of extra things that I would like to show you further along down the track, such as sparks that can occur in between waves, and how they can benefit you or hinder you. There's also the battle traits. Next video, I'll log into my my game that I already have going. I think I'm at wizard level 34 or 6 or something. So a little bit further down the track. I didn't really do anything special other than I went ahead and unlocked a whole bunch of fields, and some fields actually contain apparitions. Yes, they are back. They just sort of fly around, usually in a very wide arc through the map, and they usually pass pretty close to the center. Take those guys down because they usually carry around 20 shadow cores each, give or take about 5. And yeah, there's actually one field that I keep on playing because there's about 4 or 5 apparitions that go through that map, so it's like an extra 100 shadow cores for me every time I play it. Pretty cool. Anyways, that's enough from me.